Hey guys, just got back from town from a successful evening at Pizza Hut, and now it's real late, but I had an idea of what might make an interesting video. It's because, as you know, Lenmania 2 is coming up at 2000 Trees, and then the week before we got the Road to Lenmania in Glasgow and then in London, and I'm going to be playing 2 sets at all of these shows. I'm going to do the acoustic, I'm going to do a short, maybe 20-25 minute acoustic set at the start of the evening, then you get all the awesome bands in between, and then you get me at the end doing the electric set. And whenever I do shows, electric or acoustic, you know, I've only got so many songs, and so a lot of my songs have sort of acoustic versions that they were only meant to be electric, but I turned them into acoustic. And particularly when we did that St Pancras gig a couple of years ago, I turned a lot of the songs from my last record, Devolver, into acoustic versions, even though they're only supposed to be like electric bombastic versions. So I'm here in my study with all my Batman hood and my Dalek right here, and all my action figurines in my happy place, and I thought we could look at the differences between the electric versions and the acoustic versions of some of these songs. So we're going to take a look at All of England is a City, which was on Devolver, and talk about how I sort of turned that into an acoustic theme, because if you listen to All of England is a City, the main rhythm, that I was sort of playing with it a bit and I couldn't get it to work, and I thought, oh, how is this gonna work out? And then I just relaxed it a bit and sort of went, and that just seemed to sound a lot better, it just felt a lot better, looser, and it sort of gave it an even more like, it's already quite like southern rock style, but it sounded even a bit more like do, you know, even though I'm super British and it's all about England. Well, it's not, but you know what I mean. So that's funny, isn't it, that it sounds a bit more southern that way, but I like it. I like that sort of drawl it's got. When I go to sleep, I don't hardly dream. I mean, don't hardly, I just put that in because it fit well, but it sounds a bit Southern American, doesn't it? So that was, once I had that swag, I thought this is going to be alright, and we played this in Pancras show and it worked out really well. So that was cool. That takes care of the main thing, so that's what I come in with live. And then at the moment in the song, because the song starts with just a bass going, and then when the drums come in and things get a bit heftier, obviously I wanted to step that up on the acoustic guitar, but I've just got me, so I thought, how can I make that a bit big? And I thought, if I play a chord down there, but again I thought that's a little bit wieldy, and I could do that now sitting down, but at a show that could slide about, be like, that could be a real mess, right? Getting down there. If I had technique, it'd be fine, but I don't. So I thought, what if I just bridge up from here? And you find that a lot of the time when you're reaching for chords or whatever, a lot of the interesting chords that I use are born more out of necessity and what I know that I can easily play, rather than the most beautifulest chord. The good thing about a guitar, man, is that wherever you put your hands on it, and this is going to test me on it, if you play it right, there's no such thing as a nasty chord. If you've got a nice guitar, like this one, then everything sounds lovely. But yeah, even that's quite nice. Anyway, so I think that's more interesting anyway than just going, taking that bar chord up 2 frets. If you bar it there, you get that, which is sort of mysterious, and then resolved. So I do that to take it up a notch, whereas on the recorded version, that's where the drums come in and the bass, the guitar comes in. In the acoustic version now, I'll go from 2, and now you know the song's moving somewhere, and then the little is it really the chorus? It's sort of a pre-chorus that repeats itself. The last thing I remember. On the record it's just, and I let the drums carry that rhythm in between, and it's important on the record to give the drums that space, and it's quite hard live, when I play it live with my drummer, to let that space breathe, because I sort of automatically want to go, know, but I sort of have to train myself. Nope. Nope. Go away. And let the drums have that moment, because it's all about rhythms, and a lot of that record is about rhythms and about the drums. But again, when I'm on my own acoustically, there's nothing in that gap apart from me singing the last thing I remember. You'll hear that in cheeky addition, because you know, your first album, you write it all when you're in a band or whatever, and you spend years touring it, and so by the time you record it, that's the definitive version. Whereas later on, you record stuff but probably before you've played it live, a lot of the time, and then it's only when you take it out on the road you work out the little live bits and it sort of changes. So those songs are still evolving. And then when we go to the real, on the record where the cymbals come in and I step on the gas, the distortion pedal, and we're really going for it with the riff, it's like all that business. Again, it sounded a bit weedy if I did it like, I can't do that. So then that's when, for the second verse, I'm gonna drop in this guy, what I call the fatty string. Everyone knows it's the fatty string. I drop him in. And now we're going somewhere. So we've made, and I always, when I write songs, I try and do this. I try and always step it up. Never, if you're going to repeat a verse, try and make something different about it, musically or lyrically, with the rhythms or with the instrumentation. Something's got to change as it goes through. I don't want every chorus or every verse to be the same. You can get away with it a bit more with choruses, but verses, I feel like you need to go on a journey. So we've gone from the intro, and then we're going, we're stepping it up, and then we're like all that, and I'm filling all that in, and by that I've lost all control, and I'm just letting it all hang out, and we're all having fun. And then the little breakdown bit, which on the record is very simple, just one string. All of England is a city. All of England is a city. And I kept that simple and sparse on purpose. But it's also got the piano chime going chong, chong, which I like in there. So when I do it in acoustic times, I like to put that note in here. So you got the guitar going, and you got the piano going as well. So you got. And that's cool, man. That's a cool variation. And I could have done that on the electric guitar on the record, but I wanted to keep it sparse with that piano hit. I think that was Space's idea. It's that piano hit. He's very good, and we got a piano, so it's free. So I put that into the acoustic version, so that's another way of the difference. And then it comes in again, the last thing, when it goes smash, you know, on the record, it's like, I'm not against that, but that real discord there, is the kind of thing I really love to play on the electric guitar. Again, that really needs drums and bass behind it, and distortion, your distortion pedal, to make that really honk. It sounds, again, like I said, you could play anything on the acoustic guitar, sounds lovely. But when I do the acoustic version of this song, I like to let it have these chords. So instead of, we've got slightly more melodic. And then we go up to here. We take that chord up. I'm always using that chord. Some cool jazz guy will probably tell you what that chord's actually called, but I don't know. And I don't know any jazz guys either, so, you know, problem solved. I take that up here, so. You know, and then at the very end, instead of going, because I'm not doing this, and there's no drummer to be like whack, whack, whack. So I thought instead of trying to do that, you know, and it sounded a bit puny, I'd just go and leave it a bit like more, oh, question, is all of England a city? The mystery is hanging in the air. What is England? Is it a village? Is it a town? No, it's a city. No, it's not. It's a country. Is it a country? No. So that's the main differences between All of England as a City, electric and acoustic, and they're both, I couldn't pick my favourite one. And I was really happy when we did this in Pancras show, because it's the first time I'd done it live. I just recorded it electric. I didn't know how it was going to work acoustic. And I think it really worked. And most of the time, when you come and see me if I'm doing an acoustic set, I will roll that one out because I really dig it. And I feel like the audiences really dig it. And if you come see me at Lenmania 2 at 2000 Trees, or at Road to Lenmania in Glasgow and London Islington, chances are I will pop that one out, either in the electric set or in the acoustic set, or both, because I could listen to that song twice in a night. Whether you could is up to you, but whatever version you get, it's going to be a rockin' good time. Anyway, I'll see you there at Lenmania.